let you know that essentially, because you weren't here last session, I had Candace basically take over your role as team healer, though she's obviously much lower level and couldn't fight as well as you could.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
And so the RP excuse I used is during the Chimera fight, you basically pulled your ankle, and the
Oh.
healing didn't fix it fast enough, and so you had to sit it off for a little bit.
Well, you know that Drew has a pre-existing injury from falling off of a house, if we both remember.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, makes sense.
Mm-hmm. So, uh, I think now it's time that our three uh, intrepid heroes make their way back to the ship. Yes.
Yes.
Indeed.
Okay. So, Soren, Rayrel, you've been noticing that Soren's been physically like shaken up. Not like how after he is after most fights, but just sort of acting different than usual. And he's been sort of more quiet than usual. It's kind of odd.
Okay. I'm going to put my hand on Soren's shoulder and ask him if he's okay, because he kind of just like disappeared and then reappeared in a completely different room.
Yeah, like way longer than it should have taken me to get back to. Yeah, it's. I mean, after his. I'm just like I'm fine. It's like I said, just interesting. Well, like I said, my family broke the world, so that's something to deal with.
True.
Interesting information, I guess. Let's get the hell off of this planet.
Yeah,
Please.
we found the information we're looking for.
Okay.
We can contact the wizard, let him know what's up.
So I don't think our hippo friend is anywhere in any shape for us to find at this point. I think we're good to go.
Yeah.
So while that was occurring, Drew, something strange was going on your end as well.
What is this?
So, you don't talk to 65 much, and 65 tends to be, a rather, short to the point creature. But 65 sort of began acting strangely, just sort of saying strange things to themselves. Things like wax, claw, bone, dust. And right as you can see your friends start to arrive, you hear a large clunk as the cuboid sort of just crashes to the floor.
What crashes to the floor? The
60,
people?
65.
Okay. Well, Drew will immediately run over to 65. And then, are we on the ship?
Yes.
Is there two-way communication, you said, with the mental portion of our show?
Um, Rephrase that? I'm confused.
Meaning, you know how Soren was able to talk to us mentally without having to
Oh, can
be in
you
our presence?
mentally communicate with 65, you mean?
65, I'm going to try, is what I guess I should just say. I'm going to try.
Okay. You try, but it does seem to be something that really only the captain is able to do.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay. Is there any other numbers around?
Yeah, 65 A through D is also kind of acting strangely and not really responding to stimuli. Without their mental head, they're kind of bumbling and a bit useless.
All right. Do I know where Soren and Ray Rail ran off to?
Um, Yeah, they were gonna do further investigations, but you don't know to what end. Last thing you remember is there was a hooded figure that had released the Chimera, that they had chased after him, and that you were about to follow suit when an old ankle injury flared up and you were unable to follow. So you know that
Okay.
they were chasing a man, and that's about all you know.
All right. I'm gonna go search. Well, well, in this situation, you're supposed to do CPR for 2 minutes and then go seek help. However, I do not know how to revive 65, so I am going no disassemble. I'm gonna go ahead and just try to find Soren by screaming his name as loud as I can.
Okay. I mean, Soren, you're within earshot, so you do hear Drew just shout out to the heavens your name.
The kid lost in a grocery store plan.
Yes,
Mom!
that's the one.
What?
Mom!
What?
I'm by the pudding. Soren,
What?
65 is down.
Down like
With the
Let's
sickness?
say-
Or...
No, he's out cold on the deck.
I mean, he doesn't have like.
Well,
he
go
doesn't have
look for
blood. I don't
yourself
think his
then.
temperature- Okay.
Go look for yourself.
I look for myself.
Okay. And, it's a sight as clear as day. 65 is alive, but is down on the floor and not moving.
And the 65s seem to be
His
short-circuiting-ish.
his little spawn are basically just like staring at 65. They're basically they're like televisions when there's nothing to receive. It's basically just network static.
Got it. They're like 404 error
Mhm.
crash. I guess I will re-engaging kind of into like the magical portion of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try and reach out, I guess, telepathically to 65 and just 65. Can you hear me?
When you try to tap in, you just hear laughter, like very, very quietly, and there's no response from 65.
And does that sound like To me, that does not sound like 65's voice. Is that an accurate assessment?
Oh, very much so.
Like, I'm not sure that 65 knows what a laugh is, or probably knows what it is, but may not know how to like perform that function.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who or what are you, and why are you in my cube, person? Cube associate.
You want 65's mind back? Come to the house on the misty hill.
Do you have more specific directions than that? This is a very misty planet.
And with that, you see a knock on the side of the ship. And standing at basically the gangplank, you see a little gnome with a very runny nose. And he says that he's here to guide you to the grannies.
To the who now?
Ginsel's grannies. They want to see you.
Right. Regarding what?
Regarding a trade.
I feel like we're really just fishing one word at a time from you. Can you maybe like...
They want to
little bit more
trade
exposition?
something for your 65.
They want to give up. They want to give us something for 65?
A trade, you fool. A trade. They want something in exchange for his soul.
Does 65 have a soul? Is that how...
Yes.
Drew, is that how souls work?
And you hear Drew kind of singing, like, but just under his breath, this song, and it kind of goes, I was walking next to my house when I heard footsteps behind me. I'm not aware that this type of life form has a soul or not. I've never encountered it.
Okay, well, whatever they did to 65, they need to fix, or else we can't operate the ship without them. Not well, anyway.
It appears they have us at a disadvantage then, and we should visit this misty house.
I mean, we have to get 65 operable again.
Kind of
So-
integral to launching off that guy.
Indeed.
Yeah, so I guess we go to the Misty House.
Lead the way. Our
And-
snotty new.
And with
compatriot.
that, he eagerly grabs Patrick's hand and begins leading him away as
No,
fast as possible.
No touching. Don't.
No, come, follow. And he's leading you as
It's not
fast as he
everywhere.
can.
Got snot everywhere.
It's okay,
tried-
follow.
I tried prestidigitate his face clean.
This guy's got a massive cold.
It just keeps coming.
Yeah, goo's coming out faster than
Yeah.
you can fix.
In
And
that
he-
case, I focus on me and keeping it off of me.
Mhm. He's leading Patrick down alleyways so fast that you guys can barely keep up with them. And at one point, Patrick is so far behind an alleyway that like you can't even see him anymore. And you catch back up, don't worry, but he's being led fast. Patrick, you can kind of feel a slight stomach ache coming on. You feel a little weird. This kid's giving off strange vibes, but otherwise you feel fine. And you lead. He's led you down the pathway so quickly that you have a hard time keeping up, and yet for a crowded place, the place where he leads you, that's a very strange sight, because when you turn the alleyway to this new building, you see a large mansion stretched out before you, sort of decorated in the southern style. But there doesn't seem to be any other houses around. And this gnome says, "Welcome to the Granny's demi-plane. Have a good time." And he just sort of runs off in a random direction and vanishes from sight before you know it.
A demi-plane?
Sure. Why not on this place?
I mean, we're surrounded by purple fog all the time, so I guess the demi-plane wouldn't be too far off?
Maybe this one has less spiders in it.
Oh, let's hope there's less spiders.
You hear a thunderclap in a distance for a planet with no atmosphere, or noticeable atmosphere.
Let's get into the house. Like, go meet this granny person, so we can get 65 working again.
Yes.
So we can get off this fucking planet.
Agreed.
Okay, so you make your way to the doorway, and it appears that nobody's home and it's locked up tight.
Does anyone know how to have thieves' tools, or
Have we tried pushing and pulling? Sometimes.
maybe we just turn the doorknob the wrong way?
Maybe.
And as you say that, the door sort of creaks open on its own.
Must have just needed a little encouragement.
I guess so. Let's head on in.
No, I'm not disconcerted.
I'm very concerned, but we also need to get our co-pilot up and running again.
And as you come into the room, the door slams shut behind you, locking incredibly tight. This place is very poorly lit and very dark. There's a staircase upstairs, and there is a sort of main foyer with 2 doorways leading off on the right.
Hey, what's going on?
Hi, Patrick.
How are you, sir? Awesome.
Kevin is a bit confused. And Drew, it does seem to be speaking in tongues. Don't worry, though.
I guess, should we head upstairs?
I mean, you would think that they called us here. But, yeah, upstairs. Let's not wait for whatever they're doing. Let's lead the way.
Okay. I guess I would be the only one who could see with my dark vision, so... stay close. Don't touch anything.
And you hear from sort of the hallways this sort of loud trundling about. Like that. Just these very heavy footsteps sort of lurking through the hallway.
Can I see anything?
Are you gonna peek down one of the hallways?
Yeah.
Yes. You see just an awful creation. This nasty, stitched up looking giant man in a ill-fitting tuxedo, just sort of trumbling down the hallway, not really paying any of you much heed.
I'm gonna go, excuse me? We were told to come here?
And it just keeps walking forward, paying no mind to you.
I looked at Sora and was like, should we follow them or
I can't see,
upstairs?
so sure. I
Okay.
trust your judgment on the matter. Is that some sort of servant?
He's wearing a tuxedo,
Oh, lovely. That sounds pleasant.
but he's also like made of different body parts sewn together.
Oh,
So
I was going to say, aren't we all, until the last part.
I guess we can follow him.
Well, he didn't attack us on sight, so that's good for this.
Yeah,
As far as this planet goes, that's pretty majorly good.
and he didn't ask for our souls. He just kind of
No.
groaned at us. So that's
Didn't send giant bug people at us, so he may be our best friend on this planet.
I guess we'll.
I miss him.
I guess we'll just follow the zombie man in the tux.
Okay, so you start following this sort of big, oafish fellow, and you get a chance to sort of peek into some of the rooms as you're passing by, and you see a dining room, and in it there's just meat scattered everywhere, just sort of this long, sort of snake-like entity just coiled around, like this pile of meat just digging into it. And there does appear to be amongst the meat a very freshly caught victim that it's just sort of munching eagerly away at.
Something smells good. Are we in a kitchen?
Dining near a dining room.
Oh. I mean, did they invite us for dinner? Maybe this invitation was very unclear.
Mhm.
That Gnome did not do a good job of whatever his job is.
The other places you have a chance to look at is you see a dining room with just sort of heavy cobwebs about, but not much of anything, moving about inside there. And you can see sort of a first floor bedroom that is this sort of lavish dormitory like room. It seems to be mostly abandoned.
Maybe we can go talk to the snake person? Because we were just told to go talk to Granny. We don't know who the heck Granny is.
I may let you do the talking. I've had some bad experience with snake people in the last day.
I mean, I can try. I mean, I'm a ranger. I can talk to animals. If there's part snake, maybe I have a shot. So I'm gonna step into the first dining room with like the meat and just go, hello, we're looking for Granny.
And this sort of snake being that was sort of snacking on a small humanoid body sort of drops it for a second, and you see that it's sort of this ugly, like gnarled old man's face covered in black hair. It turns to you and it's and then it tells who you are, and it sort of looks you up and down. It says, "Ah, yes, I'm familiar with yous. You have a curse. You've come to a cursed place."
A curse?
Yes. Every minute you're here, your life force is being sapped away.
How do we get out?
You have to kill the owners of the demi-plane. They will not let victims leave so easy.
Okay, so I'm assuming that's Granny?
Yes, but I've already divulged too much. If you would like more information, how about a little game?
What sort of game?
Well, what do you have to wager?
Let me look at my stuff.
No, not stuff. I'm not interested in stuff. I want something more tangible.
Isn't that stuff?
No, more visceral.
That sounds like stuff to me. I say, talking at like the tail of the snake, since I can't see it.
And it's looking up and down like Drew and Rayrel, and it says, "Those hands would make nice treats. Would you wager them?"
My hands?
Yes. And you see it's just got like you notice that the meat pilot's on. That's not animal meat. That's humanoid meat.
Yeah, I really need my hands.
For what? You're wasting them.
I swing swords and shoot a bow. I kinda need my hands.
Well, if you have nothing worth offering,
I bet you can win.
Information to give.
I mean, the snake doesn't have any hands. I feel like that puts you at an advantage.
I think he just wants to eat them. I mean, we can find information elsewhere.
What kind of game were you thinking?
Just one
Like this-
riddle. One riddle for one question about one room of this house.
I mean, far be it from me to gamble your hands, but we did do pretty good at riddles last time.
True, but we also barely know anything about this house, so how would we know what question to ask?
We
Oh,
could ask
no,
where
no.
the granny is.
You need not ask a question. I will tell you the secret of that room. Anything and everything I know about the house will be divulged to you. Play my game.
I'll give you one hand. And I look to Sora and I'm like, please don't lose.
Oh. Soren does not see this look. Soren is blind in the dark.
Jeez. I'm like, alright. We'll play your game.
Very well. What room would you like to know of?
Which room does Granny reside? Typically.
Very well. Here's my riddle. A black cloak stands on the roof aloof. No.
And it kind of shudders back, thinking for a second.
Yes, I like this better. A black cloak stands upon the roof. Though he speaks many words, he stands aloof.
And the snake seems to be, kind of in its own head a little bit.
What is the creature? Answer this and you will get your answer.
Black cloak stands on the roof. Aloof.
What was the rest of it?
A black cloak stands upon the roof. Though he speaks many words, he is aloof. What is the animal? Your cleric is very quiet. Does he have words to say?
I'm completely at a loss for this particular riddle.
Black cloak.
And while you're sort of contemplating this, the snake is sort of looking all of you up and down, sort of licking its lips a little bit.
Madam DM, is there any sort of roll we can make for a hint? And if we know anything.
Yeah, all right. Give me, if you would like, a little hint, a nature check.
All right, so Drew will roll his d20, and, well, not a bad roll. He'll take a 16 on that. Whatever plus his nature, let's see, +1, so that's a 17.
Okay. So it's a typical saying amongst people in Greyhawk to sort of refer to birds sometimes as cloaks.
Got it. Okay.
Is it a raven?
Very well. Granny typically resides in the attic.
Nevermore.
And as she hides in the attic, she locks it up. The key to the attic is hidden in this house, in one of the rooms. Which one, though, I will not say.
Thank you. for your help.
I didn't want the help. I wanted the flesh.
Now she's like really looking Drew up and down, like,
Well, I guess we shall go look for this key.
the thing sort of holds back.
Let's go, guys.
Drew really wants to stab this thing in its eyeball, but we'll listen to Rayrell and sheepishly follow behind her.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to light a torch,
Mm-hmm.
and then I hand it to Soren.
And
I'm pretty sure... if we're going to be looking for a key, you guys are going to have to be able to see in this place.
Yeah, Soren had been like looking at a wall, about to walk into that at the time.
you see the butler pass by again, and as it sees your torch, it sort of turns the other way. Without a word, just sort of turns the other way and walks away from you guys.
That's good to know. Well, I guess we should just find a room and just start looking.
So, you have the bedroom, and you have the dining room, and then there is further down the hallway which you haven't explored. But there's also, butler taking up basically the entire hallway.
I think we could check the bedroom first, because if I were to keep a key somewhere, it'd be in bedroom.
Sure. It's how many floors did this appear to be from the outside?
It appears to be 2 floors.
Alright. So we can comb this first floor, and then we can move to the second floor if we don't find it.
Sure. I mean, worst case scenario, we just start tearing at the ceiling until we can get into the attic.
There's always the
Bad
option
plan.
of just breaking the attic door, too.
That is not a bad plan.
Though it's kind of rude for her to, like, hey, come to my place, and then, like, not be here to greet us. That's just bad manners.
And I'm going to say at this point, you all take about 1 point of damage. Just from the plane is not a comfortable place to be in. And you can feel like sort of Shadowfell-like energies ripping at you the entire time you've been here.
Did we do a long rest before coming
Yes.
in here? Okay.
No, I'm not going to throw you guys half HP into a new quest. That's cruel.
Alright, so 1 point of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And Granny lives in the attic? That's what I'm hearing?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, Granny lives in the attic.
So you make your way to the bedroom then?
Yep.
The bedroom is probably the most lavish room in the house. Velvet sheets, sort of well-maintained, comparably. It's like the West Wing from Beauty and the Beast.
Nice.
Just sort of a torn-up room that does seem kind of somewhat comfy and somewhat lived in. There are 3 beds in the room, and there is sort of this large wardrobe and a couple of smaller sort of nightstands and a large treasure chest.
I'm going to check the nightstands first.
Okay. In the nightstands, you just sort of see very strange spell components sort of locked in there. And it's stuff like little chicken's feet, sort of deflated kind of somewhat rotting eyeballs, spiders with all the legs torn off. Just some really awful stuff in there.
Huh. Well, okay. Can I check the wardrobe?
Yeah, you can check it. It seems to be
Alright.
just mostly heavy, like, cloaks and stuff.
I want to, like, reach my hand through and feel towards the back.
Okay, you feel these sort of heavy, sort of robes made of strange materials. You know, some are, you know, your average, like, cloth. Some are this, like, weird, like, sort of flesh, like, bat tone. Others are very woolly. One's kind of scaly. And this wardrobe is really huge, so you really can't reach to the back without stepping inside.
I'm going to look to Drew and it's like, can you just stand right here? And then I'm going to step into the wardrobe just in
Should we
case.
tie a rope around your waist?
I mean, that could work. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Drew will fasten a rope.
Okay. So you sort of tie a loose rope around her as she sort of walks in.
I'm going to just take a closer look.
And you reach all the way to the back, and yes, there is a sort of like false panel or something. That's basically like a doorway, and you know it has a very large lock on it. Soren, you feel something bump you from behind, and you sort of stumble over, dropping the torch and
Shit.
closing Rayrell in. And the torch burns right through the rope.
What? Ah, shit, I can't see anything. Something's in here with us.
And, Rayrell, you do feel something brushing up against you in here.
Oh, did I just step into a mimic or something? The fuck? I'm just gonna like press my back up to the door
Mm-hmm.
and take a look around. Do I see anything?
No, you all you see are wardrobes and, you know, heavy cloaks and such.
Do I feel anything?
Yeah, you feel something, you just don't know what it is. Or where it's exactly coming from.
Oh boy.
I think
Can I try to just like break the lock?
Yeah, you can take a shot at that.
Alright, I'm gonna just take the pommel of my sword and just kind of like smack it.
Give me a quick strength check.
Strength? Okay.
Yeah, to force open a
11.
door. Okay, the door holds firm. And you sort of feel something like all of a sudden you know you can normally see in a place like this and pretty well at that, but now it just goes completely dark as something very suddenly envelops you.
Oh shit. I just like, do I know the rope's been burnt?
No.
Okay, so I kind of like tug on the rope to like signal them to like pull me out.
Okay, so you know you can hear Drew sort of muffled sounds and sort of a slight conflict going on in there, but you can't really make out much of anything. Maybe she just found the end of the doorway.
Discretion being the better part of valor, Drew will pull back on the rope. I'd rather get yelled at for that than not being, let her die.
You pull on the rope and, yeah, it's been burned through.
Ah, well, Drew will go after her.
Okay. Soren, what do you do?
I think I'm just, because Drew and I don't have any light now, so I think I think it sounded like I stumbled into the dresser, so like I'm feeling around. I guess I'll just call it, like, is everybody still there? Where is everyone?
Yeah, Drew will be casting the cantrip of light before he charges in.
So Drew, you sort of shine out. Soren's sort of in your way, though, so...
That's alright. I'll just look at him lovingly and move by him.
Okay.
There you
Soren, what do you do?
Shit. What happened?
Drew just kind of shoved you out of the way.
Oh no, I'm talking to Drew. It's something knocked me down and the torch went out.
And the rope has been burned through. Ray Rail is alone somewhere where we do not recognize.
Okay.
I'll be going to get her.
Ray Rail, what's your AC?
Who?
Yours. What's your AC?
Oh. It is 15.
15. Okay. So you feel like a scorpion tail try and lash it at your legs.
Oh,
But
jeez.
your armor holds out, and then you feel just something chomp onto you. And it's a large, large mouth, whatever it is. So we're gonna say... Jeez.
I'm gonna say ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And ouch.
I mean, nothing's gonna hurt me as much as that bull did, so...
This is true. Something bit me. You guys are you getting stabbed right now?
Getting bit.
Okay, so you take 15 damage as you feel something just chomp down onto
Oh.
Well, hell.
Okay. Ow.
you. And everything goes dark as whatever it is, envelops your head. And you cannot see. And you cannot
Great.
breathe. And you cannot scream.
Here. Soren will kind of throw back open the drawer, or the wardrobe drawers, and he'll keep the light here, keep the dresser open. It's if this whole thing is a trap, all three of us shouldn't go in there, but let's not put both of our people that can heal people inside of this thing. Let me go in first to try and get her out. Does that sound okay?
Of course.
Okay.
Then I will start, I guess, going. It sounds like I'm going through like racks of clothes, almost like when kids hide in like department stores.
Yeah. This place is
Drew.
really deep now that you're
Drew will be yanking everything off the shelves and tossing it behind them.
You can't really hear Rayrel. Something's going wrong, and she's not making a single sound.
I'll keep advancing in.
You see a large sort of nasty looking cloak flailing about in one end of the room.
That's weird. I'll poke at it.
And you see in all three corners of the room that there are three others sort of just fumbling about, swishing about, sort of stumbling, moving. writhing like a river of fabric.
Do they seem to be like coordinated moving? Like they're all like
It's
so I
two
cast I cast mirror image a lot, and there's often 4 of me kind of doing the same thing.
Yeah,
Does that
it's
seem
kinda
like
like
this,
that.
or just
It's kinda
okay?
like that.
I was trying to figure out if they were kind of moving in sync, like in sync or individually.
Mm-hmm.
Well then, hopefully most of these aren't real, and I will just I'll start prodding at them one by one to try and get to the bottom of this.
So yeah, Soren's taking his sweet ass time. Drew, what are you doing?
I mean, he's doing his best.
Drew is trying to clear out the entire closet and make a path for their escape.
Okay. You've cleared out the closet. Rayra, what are you doing? Because this is obviously not an ideal situation.
I'm going to like stab at the thing because like I know it's around my head, so like it's somewhere. So I'm just gonna see if I can hit something with my sword.
Okay.
Alright. So that is a 16 to hit.
You hit it.
Okay. Okay. So 9 points of damage.
Okay. Rayrel, you take 4 damage as well because this thing is like draped over you and it's kind of impossible to slice at it without slicing yourself.
That's fair.
So it's doing all that, and then when it hears Drew in the distance, it all at once just gets off you and vanishes deeper into the wardrobe.
So I'm free now?
Yes.
Okay.
Was Rayrel one of the shambling things I was looking at, or were those just totally different things I'm surrounded by?
One of the piles dissipates, and you see this sort of shadowy thing just whoosh past you, deeper into the wardrobe.
Madam DM, I think more importantly, does Rayrel see anything that she likes?
What in the wardrobe? I don't know. What do you? That's not my place.
You gotta cover up her head now.
My head is fine.
You got chopped on, girl.
Yeah, it's mostly just blood around her collarbone and stuff from like large bite wounds.
If you see some sort of fancy hat, put it on. Have
So
we found her yet?
Soren's in the wardrobe now?
Soren
Right.
is... I'm like close to you. I guess I was like prodding at other things that looked like whatever you were wrapped in to try and figure out if they were real.
Okay. There's a lock. There's a hidden door. Do you know how to pick locks or something? I don't.
I feel like we just had this discussion, and
Right.
just because my family is shitheads doesn't mean that I know how to pick locks.
I mean, to be fair, it's a very useful skill set. I just haven't had the means to learn it.
I think not for picking locks.
I like how Rayrel gets mauled and then is immediately like, gotta focus on the mission.
That is the direction that thing went, whatever that was.
I guess we could try to check the treasure. There's a treasure chest in the room too, right?
Oh yeah, we did not get to that before we tried. I mean, I don't know.
Right.
There's definitely something back there that.
I mean, it's well guarded.
I feel like you'd have to be a certain kind of strange to put nothing behind all of that, but maybe these hags are. Maybe Granny is. Do you know what? I'm rambling. Ignore me.
I mean, It's guarded for a reason, but if we have no means of getting back there, let's just check what we can in here and move on.
Maybe we need the same key as we do for the attic.
Maybe. But let's check
maybe-
the chest and see what we can find.
Sure.
Okay. So this chest is sort of a heavy steel like safe box that is quite like it's got pretty heavy chains holding it down. By the way, I would like one of you, whoever's like, you know, keeping watch or whatever, just give me a quick perception.
I can do that. Let me. That is a dirty 20.
Okay. I'm just gonna let you know that the thing that attacked you guys, like, it's still in the room somewhere.
Let's
It's-
make this quick. It's still
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, it's hiding up on in the quote unquote roof of this this drawer.
The drawer?
Or wardrobe.
Oh, the wardrobe. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever that thing was, it's still in the wardrobe. But let's check this chest real quick and then get out of here.
Alright, maybe I feel like the butler has to be able to do something. He's got to be here for a reason, too. Maybe he's a good place to investigate next.
Yeah.
Okay, so how you gonna go about this chest? Just sort of, because it's locked.
I'm gonna check for traps
Okay.
first.
Okay.
Just because I just almost got my head bitten off
Fair enough.
in a wardrobe. So I guess that would be like a investigation.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. 9.
9. There's definitely something up with this chest. You can't place quite what it is.
I'm like, okay. I'm like, there is a trap on this chest, but I don't know what kind it is or how to disarm it. I don't know. I nearly got my head bitten off. I need a moment. Unless one of you want to take a look.
Drew is still on the outside, clearing out the insides of the closet. He is not there yet.
Oh,
Okay.
we're all outside the wardrobe now.
Oh, you guys came back out?
Yeah, we're checking out the chest now.
Ah, well then.
So it's the wardrobe led to a locked area, and that's where whatever was on Rayrell went. But then we came back out to the room to investigate that chest we kind of went by.
Oh, I thought the chest was inside the room more. My bad.
No, that's a different locked area. We don't know what
Ah,
that is.
got it. Okay. Well, Drew has no ways of picking locks. He does not have knock.
None of us do. We're kind of a smash locks group at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, there's a trap on this, so maybe we can like disarm the trap and then worry
Well,
about picking the lock.
Alright, so if we're looking for a key and we blow this chest up, I don't think a key would get destroyed.
So you just want to smash the
I'm,
chest then?
I'm thinking we stand a good length away and I fire something I believe would destroy it and blow it up.
Okay, that's something.
Oh, really?
We'll give it a shot.
I don't. It's this whole
Maybe
place
we
is anxious.
Or I could cast and create a great hammer and smash it that way rather than trying to blow it up.
I guess we could always
that's
ask.
what I'll do.
I think
We could always ask
smashing.
the snake more questions.
Drew is going to cast. Oh, let's see. Yeah, Drew is going to cast spiritual weapon in the shape of a great large hammer.
Mm-hmm.
And just like the Green Lantern, we will back up, and this hammer will in fact be green. We will use said hammer and bring it down upon this chest.
Okay. Give me a... What's your spellcasting ability? You use
Let's
wisdom,
see.
yes?
We do. Clerics do, in fact.
Okay.
So,
Then that's going to be a
Nice.
wisdom check.
yeah, so I get... So what do you want me to do? I get +6 for spell attack.
Yeah, just give me an attack roll with that thing.
That's going to be 17.
Okay. You obviously hit because it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a damage.
Alright, I will be looking at my spiritual weapon. It does 1d8 plus 3. There's the d8. That, oh shit! There we go. That's going to be an 11.
Okay. Yeah, you hit the chest quite hard with your device, and it, pops it open, clean as a whistle. Give me a dexterity check, Drew.
Yes, the worst part of Drew's game. Alright. Wouldn't you know it though? 19. No.
Nice.
So as you pop it open, the trap that's in it triggers, and a blade just shoots out, and it just narrowly misses Drew and just shaves off a slight touch of his beard.
Oh wow, that's unfortunate. Now I'm gonna. Does it look bad? I ask.
It looks a little rugged. Looks like someone doesn't know how the fuck to shave.
Well,
It's a
Drew.
little uneven.
Drew will then turn his spiritual weapon into a great pair of scissors and just chop it in a straight line if I'm able to.
Okay, fair enough. So Drew's got a new beard look.
It's a little flat bottom, we
Yeah.
call it.
And
But the chest is open?
Yep, it's fully open.
I'll just turn to Ray Rail. The chest is now open.
I can see that. Okay. I'm gonna go over and take a look in the chest.
It appears to be mostly slime. It's mostly slime.
Damn
It
it.
says Nickelodeon on the front.
Is there anything in there that's not meant to kill us, Rayrell?
I don't know. I'm
There-
just making this up as we go.
Perhaps we should dump the slime out and burn it.
I think we should just leave the slime in the chest.
You can see some rat bones and a pair of dice and a deck of cards and a little dagger at the bottom of the chest.
Are you sure you don't want to find a set of playing cards?
Not if it involves me reaching in or into a slime or fighting a slime.
I mean, is it a nice set of playing cards?
It's a nice set of playing cards.
And that stuff all looks pretty. All of that stuff looks pretty good for having been in slime.
And
You think it's-
Soren, you can't quite place why, but you kind of feel insulted when Brayrella is like, I'm not gonna touch the slime. Feel a little taken back.
She almost had her head bit off like not 2 minutes ago, so
You know, that's fair.
Right. You were probably busy with that, but something else was in here. Because, like, while you were being attacked, something knocked the torch out of my hand. So, probably should have mentioned that before. I guess keep both eyes open.
great. I just want to find this hag so we can get out of here.
Hags are tricky, man.
Is there... So, maybe this is just because we've had so many weird rizzles from creepy old wizards and now we're in space. Is there any chance the slime is the key?
Why
Do we need to bring the slime with us? Because, I mean, we just had that riddle where air was the key. What if we need the slime?
Madam DM,
Yeah, what's up?
Drew would like to take one of his bolts.
Mm.
I mean, this is a chest. It's not a swimming pool.
Yeah.
So Drew will walk over to the chest and try to retrieve anything that he can with a bolt without touching the slime.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
So you sort of meander around. Soren, you get this like weird feeling on your back as he's doing this, and
I'm
you
looking
know,
around. I don't trust this room. Ugh.
Does Drew fish anything out of the chest?
yeah, you can fish. You can fish pretty much all of it out of the chest.
Then I would like to do that.
Is anyone else getting chills in here? A shiver
Yes.
just ran up my spine.
So yeah, Drew's managed to fish out all three of the little loot pieces, and he sort of has them, arrayed out in front of you for your touch and pleasure. And after the slime had been touched, it sort of seeps out of the chest and under the floorboards and just down.
So that shit moved.
Yeah, like it did not like being touched.
Oof. I hope we didn't. I hope the prize was. I hope we weren't supposed to get the slime. Yeah,
and I hope
it looks hard to follow.
I hope we don't get Nickelodeon slimed if it goes on top of us.
Oh.
Let's look at what we have here. So Drew will inspect the items.
Okay, you have a set of dice. They don't have 1 through 6 on them. They have basically 3 symbols. They have a skull, they have a treasure chest, and they basically have a little eye on the 3rd symbol. The deck of cards seems to be your classic tarot card deck, and then the dagger is sort of it's a nice enough dagger, but it doesn't appear to be anything special aside from having like a red line down the line of the blade.
Did you want the cards, Soren?
Oh. I mean, they looked nice. Was there anything? Those dice look. The dice look more interesting now that we get a better look at them. Because were the cards just plain cards? Looks like.
They're tarot cards.
Oh, tarot cards.
Yeah, and Drew will just stand up and doesn't take any of them. He simply just kind of backs up, watches Rayrel and Soren look at him.
I mean, this is the kind of stuff, Drew, that for years you've been told, like, do not mess with, do not touch.
Yep. That's why he's backing away.
Yeah, I completely understand the monastic training coming in here.
Yep.
Still contraband.
Well, yeah.
Basically.
It looks to be either gambling with some kind of probably bad juju or maybe good juju, but still gambling nevertheless. And then tarot cards are of Asmodeus, if you will. So I will step back and kind of give a little prayer to Cuthbert.
And yeah, you can feel Cuthbert like putting a hand on your shoulder, like it's okay, bro. I get it, kind of feeling.
That's good for me. Good enough. Drew is feeling a little better about the situation.
I mean, I'm in favor of taking whatever these trinkets are with it. I don't know. Grannies and hags sound strange. I don't know like I said, I don't know what counts as a key in a place like this.
Sounds like
I'm in favor of
donuts
just
to me.
taking everything with us.
That's a fair point. I can take the dagger for the time being. Unless anyone has any objections.
None at all.
Alright. Alright, so find red lined dagger.
I'll flip through the tarot cards, just kind of as I'm walking, just taking a peek at them.
It seems to be your average deck of tarot cards, but it's definitely all the images depict the 9 hells. Every single one. You know, the like power is sort of like a pit fiend smashing downwards. You know, sort of that kind of stuff. The Wheel of Fortune is like a chain devil spinning his chain in a wheel.
Well, these are cheery.
Wonderful stuff, isn't it?
Yes.
You know, a lot of these devils you haven't even seen before. Like, what the hell is that on the 3 of Cups? It's like a ghoul with 2 mouths drinking 2 goblets at once with a third in its other hand. You don't know what that is.
These cards are interesting. It's like someone raided the gift shop on the way out of hell.
You see the butler walk by the room, and now that you guys don't have a torch lit, he sort of walks into the room, again paying no mind to you at all, and just sort of goes up to the wardrobe and starts rifling through it, paying no mind to any of you.
Maybe we should just watch him.
What if we light a torch, could we force him back to the wall of the wardrobe? Maybe he knows how to open it.
That's an idea. Like, we still have like the light cantrip cast, right?
Right, but I don't think he responds to that. I think
Okay.
he's not afraid of light. I think he's averse to being around fire.
That's fair. I guess I'll pick up the torch that got dropped and relight it.
And he sees the torch, and his head kind of goes 180 degrees to look at it, and it just sort of freezes in place.
I'm going to step closer to the wardrobe.
And it sort of walks into the wardrobe.
Okay, I'm gonna take a step closer.
And he's backing up. And now, Rayrel, this is a very crowded wardrobe with lots of old, dry clothing, and you have a lit torch.
I'm not gonna stick the torch into the wardrobe. I'm just trying to force the Frankenstein dude further in.
Well, once it gets deeper into the wardrobe, it stops and it continues about its business. You know, as long as it's about 15 feet away from the fire, it seems to be, like, go back to normal.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just... Well, it was worth a shot.
Yeah. Should we...
You hear another creature walk into the room behind it, and you see a second butler.
Wait,
2 butlers. Great.
And it sort of walks towards you, Rayrel, and sort of waves its hand, like telling you basically to stop.
Well, this one's more emotive than the other.
Debatable. I guess I'll put out the torch.
Okay. And as you put out the torch, both of them go back to what they were doing. The second one leaves the room, and the first one continues rifling through clothing.
Do we just want to find another room and look in there?
Yes, it's I'm all for that. Or else we can gamble with the snake some more.
I don't
Really
want to
wanted-
gamble.
I was gonna say he seemed desperate for those hands. I feel like we could work him over for more.
Yeah.
Maybe I should propose marriage and maybe they'll back off.
Well, with the way you're looking right now, it'd be like Carrie. Not sure if they want to marry that, so you better spruce up a little.
Okay. So there is down the hallway you didn't investigate, and there's the dining room. And obviously there's the kitchen and the main room.
Let's see if we can look in the kitchen for something.
Oh, there you go. Drew is hungry.
So you walk into the kitchen and the Naga's looking at you guys again, sort of eyeing you up.
I just want to smash that thing. Should we kill it?
No,
Has my favorite friends returned?
we're just taking a look in the kitchen.
This needy ass snake.
You'll find nothing but my ingredients here. The mistresses demand the finest culinary.
And it's just a brutal chop shop, this entire place.
Do we know what kind of naga this is?
Give me a religion or history check.
Ooh, we'll take religion for 700, Alex. 'Cause
Okay.
that gives me a +4. And the winner is... Well, boo. I rolled a natural 1.
Nah, you haven't really read too much up on Nagas.
Maybe I'm like
I'm just-
Indiana Jones. I hate snakes.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
Yeah, they
I'll
always
kinda
creeped
whisper.
you out.
I'll just whisper to the group. Should we invite the snake with us? He seems like he just likes to talk. Like information. I feel like they're just something that information will spill out of, whether he wants to or not. Like even before we gambled with him, he told us that each room had a secret in it.
That is true.
He seems, or they seem desperate for company.
Yes, more time with me.
Well, no, you can come with us, friend. We're not just gonna hang out here. Is that a yes?
And it sort of follows along very slinkily, like,
Yes, companionship. I loves it. Lead the
Oh.
way, friends.
Okay. Guess we have a snake friend now.
Soren clearly looks like he didn't intend for the snake to hear that conversation and just rolled with it.
We're still checking the kitchen for a key, right?
yeah.
Alright.
And the snake says,
I'll offer you some free advice, friends. You won't find it here.
That is very good advice. Let's find it somewhere else.
Alright.
Perhaps a game?
What sort of game? Is it the same as before?
Well, I see you have a pair of dice on you. I thought I lost those.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it seems to me you did lose them.
Just one roll. On a 1 or a 2, I get your hands. And on a 3, 4, 5, or 6, you get your information. How does that sound?
I've had it with this snake.
I mean, the odds are good, but I also need my hands. And a
Should
riddle
we-
I was confident in.
Should we try and negotiate? Should we see if we can work it down to fingers?
I can give you a pinky.
Ooh, yes.
Do
Let's
Nagas
do
like
that.
hands?
This
He's
one
got-
does.
This one does.
I'm like,
He's got a hand fetish. Like
Oh,
a,
no.
a foot fetish.
yeah. No, I'm like, do Nagas and 5 blunt hands too?
Bleed
Like, I
purple,
couldn't
bleed
go-
purple, bleed purple.
I mean, it likes eating people. You can tell that much.
Oh man.
Maybe he just likes finger food. Who knows?
Oh well, I hope they're yours, not Drew's.
Out of character, I love that we're just taking everything this snake tells us at face value since we came into the house.
I know. Come on in.
I am
Nothing
willing to
will go
tell
wrong.
you this thing's alignment because it should be pretty obvious. It is chaotic evil.
Yeah. Yeah. We're kind of screwed, but I like snake tongues. Let's cut it out of them. Oh, you guys want to fight a Naga? I don't think we can win though.
I think we can just like search the rooms ourselves. I don't want to risk any body parts.
Just benign neglect. Let the snake follow us if it wants.
Oh,
Yeah.
It'll just be providing commentary.
If it was not for the mistress's demand, I'd tear out your throats right now.
Oh, he's really bothering Drew. And Drew just kind of slams the butt of his spear on the ground and turns around.
I mean, it seems if you don't like being bossed around, you would want us to meet them, but far be it for me to tell you how to go about your business of hand collection.
Oh yes, I know what you're about, Soren.
Well, you wouldn't be the first snake person to tell me what I'm all about in the last 24. So, you're coming off a bit as what's the word? Just unoriginal.
Now, Soren, no need to lie to me. I know what's going on.
This ought to be good. What do
I'm
you
just-
think is going on, Snake?
Only that your friend is waiting to kill you all.
I mean, we invited you to come with us, but I wouldn't call you a friend just yet.
Your wits are not very funny.
When and if he decides to kill us all.
Mm-hmm. So,
I'm sure we can deal with that later, but you, on the other hand.
so you guys don't find much of anything aside from basically mysterious meats of varying kinds.
Alright. Guess we'll move on to another part of the house.
Okay. There's the unexplored hallway and the dining room that you have not checked.
Was the
Let's-
dining room where the snake was initially?
No, the snake has always been a kitchen thing.
Oh, okay.
Alright, we'll go to the dining room.
Okay. So you make your way to the dining room. and it's a lovely little place. And you can sort of hear like quiet chit chat while you're in the room, just sort of like background noise. There is a clear as day sort of key hanging from one end of the room, farthest from the door, and aside from the chitter chatter, the room doesn't seem to have much of anything in it aside from a table, chairs, and sort of, a very loosely set out table of uneaten food.
Alright, so there was a key hanging on the other side of the room?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna go check out the key.
Yeah, it's a large bronze key that does seem to fit the description for what you're looking for.
For Granny's palace in the attic.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Alright.
what's all over the key?
God, now Soren and Rayrel have runny noses. And the gnome.
Can I step into the room and, like, do these voices seem to be coming from anywhere particular? Like, underneath there's a table, do they seem to be seated anywhere, near any furniture that I could, I'm trying to, follow the voices somewhere.
You can sort of tell that they're either in the walls or below you.
I guess I'll look under the table for them and kind of just be right back. I'm gonna crawl under here.
Mm-hmm. Drew.
Keep an eye on the snake.
Drew, where are you in this scene?
Drew is wherever the snake is, basically. So if the snake followed them into the room, Drew...
The snake's staying in the hallway.
Okay, well, Drew will stay in the hallway, kind of facing it.
Okay.
Keep your hands safe.
But yeah, Rayrel, you are by the key, yes?
Yes.
Okay. The sort of floor beneath you kind of goes from stonemasonry to woodwork by the key.
Can I check for traps?
Yeah. Soren, do you do anything?
Am I getting closer to the voices underneath the table here? Am I?
Yeah, you can hear voices underneath the table here. There's also a little lever you notice underneath the table.
There's a switch here. It might unlock something.
Okay.
Also, the whispering's louder down here.
Well, I'm gonna grab this key quickly. Maybe it's the one we're looking for.
Okay. And Soren, do you do anything before she grabs the key?
Was that a yes on the button? Was that a no on the button?
I mean, I'm okay with a button. Just let me get the key first.
Okay, you tell me when.
Okay. I'm gonna grab the key.
Mm-hmm.
And then head over to Soren.
Okay. Hey, Soren. Rayrel's with you. Anything you do?
So now then?
Yeah.
I guess I'll flip the switch.
Okay. And yeah, the wood floorway gives way, and the words you were hearing get a little louder.
So there's an open hole over there now?
Yep. And if you look into a pit... Oh goodness, these hiccups. You can just see eyes and screaming mouths and just sort of a blob pit of something awful. Just sort of this chittering, screaming, like, pool at the bottom of this pit.
This. So I hope we don't have to go this way next, but
Okay, so that's an option. But we found the key, or what could be the key. Do we want to go try it and then we can like circle back?
sure. We try that in the wardrobe then?
I mean, it could be the attic key.
Have we found any stairs up yet? Have we just.
We're still on the first floor. We haven't ventured
Right,
upstairs yet.
But are there any obvious stairs up, or do we have to like find a way up?
Well, there has to be a door to the attic if we have to find a key.
I just meant like, have we been walking past a staircase in the hallway? Or.
No, I mean, there's that part of the hallway you haven't explored yet. Like, who knows what's past there?
The DM knows.
The snack knows.
Damn snake.
Do we want to
You can ask
go? No, we're good. Thank you. Yeah, let's go to the part of the hallway we haven't been to yet and see if we can find the way up to upstairs or to the attic.
Okay. So you sort of make your way past the butlers again that are just sort of silently going about their tasks, and there is a doorway, and it is locked, but it doesn't seem to lead up to the attic, but instead seems to lead downwards.
Down feels like a bad idea to me.
Yeah,
If that pit is any indication.
I agree. All right. Do we want to go try the lock in the closet?
And from down below, you hear Soren sort of say, you just sort of hear muffled Soren noises from the basement.
Oh, I don't like that.
But Soren's beside me.
Yes.
That's weird. I don't like this.
Uh-oh.
Perhaps let's go check out that the closet wardrobe door, see if this key works on it. We'll go from there. How's that sound?
On the way.
Sure.
And you can hear more muffled sort of noises as you make your way away from the basement. But, you know, it gets quieter as you go away. And back at the wardrobe, you know the creature is still in the wardrobe somewhere. So,
Yeah.
How are you all gonna go about this?
Carefully.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Maybe we can just all go in. Is the Frankenstein butler in there still?
Yes, and he's sort of standing in front of the doorway.
Okay. I don't want to light a torch in here because then everything will catch on fire. Can I like somehow like get around him?
Perhaps you need to kill him.
Why would we kill him? He hasn't attacked us.
He just wants his hands.
Drew is going to cast Aid
Mm-hmm.
at 3rd level and give everybody will receive 10 temporary hit points, and it lasts for 8 hours.
Okay. So yes, Drew's just doing his thing, and you feel a little bit better in this place.
Yeah, you all have 10 extra.
Mm-hmm. So, what do you do, Rayrel?
I'm going. I guess I could. I don't know. I don't want to kill him.
No, why would we kill him? Just because the snake wants?
Yeah. Any way I can like just like finagle around him and like unlock the door. That way.
He's a big dude. He takes up a lot of space.
He's never left the wardrobe.
What now?
He just never left the wardrobe.
Nope, he got some sort of orders, and now he's just standing there, like sort of blockading the way.
Okay, maybe we don't go this way then?
So is he right up against where we need to be, or
Yes,
is
he
there
is
space?
not letting you go through there. So either you'd have to fight him out of the way, you'd have to trick around him somehow.
Well, that was my question. Is he like up against the wall that we need to unlock, or is he just blocking the hallway and there's still space?
He is blocking the door in the wardrobe.
Okay.
Okay.
I was gonna say otherwise I could try and teleport us past him, but there's just not a whole lot of clearance there.
It might be a good idea.
Oh, Kevin, your mic. Something happened real quick.
Is it low?
It's just muffled.
It's muffled.
Yeah, it's all good. It works. It works.
Just a bit.
Yeah.
We can still hear you.
Okay. I might be able to get a better one in a second.
I mean, if he's blocking the way, maybe this is the way we need to go.
What if... Do you think we'd be able to toss the torch behind him and drive him out?
Yes, toss the torch.
You're not getting his hands.
I want them.
Oh my god. I mean, we can try that, but it might set all the fabric in here on fire.
Right. Fire's bad.
Raybell, you smell something weird, like sulfur.
Oh no.
Okay, that can't be good.
I smell sulfur. Maybe.
Yeah, Soren just stinks, I think.
Soren smells of sulfur.
Yeah, he just
Rude.
stinks.
I've just got a boaty smell. Like a dock.
That's
smell
fair.
of the ocean.
And apparently rotten eggs today.
Mm-hmm.
Today is different.
Perhaps. I guess we can try. I'll light the torch again and see what happens.
Let's, like I said, I could try and jump two of us behind him, but
But he's
There's
like
not a
right
lot
up
of
against
space.
the door,
Exactly.
so
there's
let's
not a lot of
just
space. Then we'd be stuck.
I'll just light the torch and see what happens.
Okay. So, when you light the torch, a couple of things happen.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So
Couldn't
one,
just be simple.
the thing definitely freaks out and does not. Oh jeez, those hiccups. It does not like that. Two, the creature from before immediately tries to swoop down on Brayrel. And three,
Yay.
the Naga just sort of chuckles happily at all the chaos that's about to unfold.
Well, he's an
Fucking
asshole,
snake.
so
The snake is just the two old Muppets
Mhm.
that sit in like the
So
theater box.
let's have a little roll for initiative.
yay!
And this is such a
Yay.
compact space that there really isn't any super huge need for
Yes.
That's not bad. All right.
what are we all looking at?
Okay, so I have a 13.
Okay. That's not too bad.
I
11
rolled Sorry, go ahead, Drew.
Sorry, 11.
Okay.
I rolled natural 20, so 23.
Woo!
Okay, 23 for Soren. Rayrel, what was yours?
13.
Okay. And Drew, yours?
11.
Okay. Goodness, that's... We'll sort that out on the next stream. That's some interesting mic quality you have there.
Hold on, I can fix it.
Can he? Find
Yes.
out next time.
I can fix it.
Hmm. So, yes, a couple of things happened. So first, Soren, you notice the creature about to swoop down on Rayrel, and the large golem-like being that's freaking out in front of her. What do you do, if anything?
So nothing's. I'm not used to going first. It's strange. Looking through my
I mean, you don't have to
spells.
do anything, really.
Let me see. So it's Rayrel and I are kind of next to each other ish.
Yes.
The shadowy thing is swooping down at her. Frankenstein is kind of just swinging wildly at us in front of us. And how close are Drew and Sassy Snake behind us? Are we all clustered?
I would say that they're
tightly,
both
or-
at the entrance to the closet.
Okay. Well, I think what happens is I stumble backwards towards the entrance,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm kind of like walking backwards, like I guess in Drew's direction, and
Yes.
from the back of my head, like two fists come out of the back of my head and strike at Drew.
Oh, goodness.
Like two red gooey oozy fists come out of my skull.
You're punching me.
Something is. That's a 14 doesn't hit Drew though, right?
No, I'm right.
Okay. Yeah, so that all you see then is like just slimy stuff spurts out of the back of Soren's head and like just bounces off of your armor as he's kind of like stumbling back at you, looking a little more gooey than normal.
Rayrel, what do you do?
I'm going to try to unlock the door.
Okay, the key fits in and the doorway is unlocked.
Awesome. Like, the key worked.
You can do one more action this turn since you were already standing in the right place.
Okay, so there's the butler dude
Mm-hmm.
and the snake dude and the weird coat thing that had bit me the last time.
Mm-hmm.
The gooey guy.
The snake doesn't seem to be fighting, though. It just seems to be sitting back and laughing at the whole thing.
The snake is just eating popcorn, enjoying the show.
I think I'm just gonna go through the door.
Okay, give me a strength check to force your way past the butler.
17.
Okay. Okay. You sort of heave past the butler, and yeah, you can sort of see a spiral staircase up to a mysterious place and down to a mysterious place.
I'm gonna go up.
Before you do that, though, the butler makes his move. And let's see.
I'm chasing after Ray Rel.
What's your AC, Ray?
15.
Okay. So
No, it's actually worse.
Yeah, we can barely hear you now, bud. The volume's a lot further down.
Alright.
Okay, so Frankenstein was swiping at me.
it sort of just grabs the back of your shirt collar as you begin to head up and just sort of throws you backwards.
Fine.
And let's say you take 11 as you hit the hard floor and like sort of fly through a couple coat hangers and stuff.
Yay, that took away like all of my temp HP, but okay.
And now, coming from the closet onto you, Drew, swoops the creature from before.
Saying that. Okay. I don't know what the creature is. I wasn't there when it was after Ray Rel.
Drew, at this point, I love you, dear. You basically have to type out.
Okay, hold on. I will fix this once again.
Let's take a brief combat interlude as Drew figures out what he's doing.
Alright.
So, Liz, what do you think's going on right now? Take us
I
some of
have
the
no-
situation.
There is a Frankenstein monster that just body slammed me. There's some weird creature that we don't know exactly what it is, but it attacked me before. It's going after Drew. I think we need to go up the stairs, but that's just me. I don't know. We might have to set this place on fire. I don't know. Just,
Typical demi-plane stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Soren, why did you sort of make a move on Drew?
That goo.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
I mean, it's good RP. I respect that.
right. He seems so tasty right now.
That's fair.
He's got so many memories.
I mean, Drew is nothing if not just a delightful little snack. Kevin, how are things on your end? Kevin is doing technical work. So yes, one, the butler is most certainly a flesh golem.
Okay.
Like, that is for certain. Obviously there's a spirit naga, and then I'm still not quite ready to identify the identity of the third and fourth monster.
So if it's a flesh golem, we could maybe kill it? We're like level 7. I think we can take one flesh golem.
Hey man, whatever you guys think is right.
I might have to set the wardrobe on fire. Are you cool with that?
Me? No.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of fire at the moment.
Generally, Soren's not a fan of fire in general.
He tosses it around a decent amount.
But like, you know, after getting slammed by an Umber Hulk, nearly dying, you know, it does things to a man. Alright, Drew, how are we looking? Drew, My sweet baby boy. How are things looking? Chat, I know you guys don't talk much. What do you think's going on? Give me some theories. I'm curious.
How are you liking the show so far?
Are you not entertained? I wouldn't blame you if you weren't. We're doing our best here. Technical issues happen, you know.
Ooh, we're trying.
It's beyond Oerth. It wouldn't be complete if there wasn't a technical issue.
That's true. At least the stream didn't crash.
Yeah, it's fair enough. Usually though, it's my end. So the fact that it isn't my end that's fucking up this time feels pretty good. More
gelatinous cubes.
I mean, we had the one in the Mind Flayer crypt, but aside from that, yeah, you're right. There aren't too many that I've thrown their way.
Yeah, and we managed to avoid that one, I think.
Yeah, we didn't have to fight it.
But don't worry, Wrath. I have a surprise for later on in this quest that you will absolutely adore. So don't you worry about this. All right, Drew. How are we looking? How are things looking on your end? With levels in Bard.
Gelatinous cubes with levels in Bard.
I do like the idea of like you pet the cube and it just sort of hums a melodious tone. That kind of sounds adorable. Like happy burbles from the cube.
Happy burps.
I mean, every monster has like a sort of thematic feel it invokes, right? And cubes are kind of like naturally kind of meme-y monsters because, like, you know, it's kind of hard to take a cube seriously, even if it's at its best deployment. So, like, yeah, I can see like making a musical cube.
Maybe instead of trying to give it a voice, it expresses its art just by arranging whatever's left inside of it into like collages and stuff.
Well, what if it
just has like a bunch of like xylophones inside of it?
That would be cool.
Or drums.
Imagine it's like an octopus and it can like sort of change color at whim. Drew, how do we look?
Can you hear me now?
It's a little bit better.
Okay,
It's
a little bit better.
Okay, there we go. We can hear you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, see,
Alright.
now that I like that art. That's good art. Okay.
Liz does good art.
Yes, Liz does do good art. I've been watching her Inktober. That's some good stuff.
I have one
The
more
best
to
money-
do.
Best money I ever paid for D&D art. She did a great job.
Well,
Thank you.
it's not perfect, but we can hear you now, Drew, so we will continue if that's okay with you.
I appreciate your guys' patience. Seriously.
Yeah, it's alright. We all get those technical issues. Don't worry about it. So, here's what happens, Mr. Drew, is a creature just sort of swoops down on you, just out of nowhere.
Okay.
And now let's see if it can do a thing to you. What's your AC, Drew?
Are you asking me what does Drew do?
What's your AC, my dear?
18. I think it's an 18. Yeah, it's an 18.
So on an 18, this thing just sort of does like it did with Rayrel, and, you know, before you have a chance to get a good view of it, it just sort of completely envelops you, and the Naga is just laughing its ass off at this.
So it's got me almost entirely in its mouth?
Yes, it's basically, it's like it's got you like wrapped up like a blanket almost. So you're gonna take 10 from that, and let's say it does try to, sort of take its barbed tail that you're just now noticing it has and sort of stab at you. But luckily, you have your little amulet and you probably put your armor on very early on this quest. And so
Yes.
yeah, so you're pretty good. Your bronze armor, that's some shiny stuff, and its tail does not pierce that.
Okay.
So you're all good on that front. Next is Soren. What do you do?
Let's see. Okay, I will. Let's see. I am going to use a new spell and cast telekinesis and try and rip whatever is on Drew's face off of.
Okay.
And Drew appreciates that.
Okay, so how does telekinesis work? Explain it for us. Because I have never
action
used
each-
this spell.
Neither have I. As your action each round, exert your will on in range. Blah blah blah. Creature, you can try to move a huge or smaller creature. Make an ability check with your spellcasting modifier contested by the creature's strength check.
Okay, excellent.
So that is.
Okay, so you gotta beat a 9.
I got a 22.
Okay, so Soren exerts his will, and Drew, you can
Which
just
can-
feel this thing being ripped off you.
Ouch.
It's if I win this contest, I can move the creature up to 30 feet in any direction. Until the end of my next turn, the creature is restrained.
Okay. Yeah,
Oh,
so
hell yeah.
So it's Drew. When your vision comes back as this thing is ripped off, you see Soren still with his back to you, but like the back of his head is his face facing at you right now.
Oh my god. What the hell's happening? It's... What?
Okay, so the creature gets flung off and sort of restrained onto one of the larger beds. And Drew, you finally have a chance to see what this thing is. You've heard
Yeah,
tales
what
of
is
this
it?
thing, and it's a cloaker. This sort of massive manta ray-like creature that is known for sort of preying on stuff in the Underdark.
Ah.
You've heard tales, but it's definitely a lot bigger up close. Like, this thing is easily the size of a horse.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Rayrel, what do you do on your end?
Am I back in the closet?
Yeah, you're still in the closet. You just got thrown backwards onto the floor.
Cool. I'm going to light a torch and set the place on fire.
Nice. There's my pyro.
I mean, you have a bow. Like, you can do anything. Like,
But, like...
Oh, I forgot your bow can light fires now.
Oh,
too.
that's true. I'm gonna shoot an arrow then.
I'm sorry.
A fiery arrow.
I always keep your player character's sheets open, and I just look at your gear and it's like, this seems fun. And sometimes I wonder, like, why did I give you guys that? That's really overpowered for your level.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot a fiery bow.
Okay.
Arrow at the flame golem.
Okay. So you're gonna shoot an arrow into the flesh golem, and like
Yeah.
even if you miss, you're gonna catch the place on fire.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm gonna
yeah.
I'm gonna shoot 2 of them. So two arrows. Let's see. One is a 21 and the other one's a 25.
Oh, they easily go in. This thing's got no armor. It's big. This is basically, it's easier than shooting a target at an arrow range.
Alright. So.
Boy, does it smell awful as it burns.
Alright, so. So 22 points of fire damage.
Okay, wow, that is a bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing catches up like dry hay. It just immediately is in flames. And it being on fire freaks it out, unsurprisingly.
Fire bad.
Yeah,
Fire
and
bad.
so it just tries to run from the closet as fast as possible.
Nice.
So, like, it's just like bolting for the door. Let's see. Let me roll a d6 real quick. Okay, interesting. Okay. So now, Drew, what are you up to? You just had this thing wrestled off of you, and it's just writhing like like someone's flailing a blanket aggressively on a bedsheet. But, with fangs and a barbed tail and all that good stuff.
Okay, so I need one of you guys to roll for me because I had to transition to my other office. But Drew is going to fire a guiding bolt at the creature that's pinned.
Okay. I'll roll for you, Drew. Don't worry.
Yeah, and I get advantage on that because he's pinned, and then it's 48 plus 3.
Okay, 10 and a 14. Do either of those...
Yeah, with the spell modifier, the 14 will score.
Okay, excellent. And what's the damage I roll?
48 plus 3.
4 8s. Okay, 1, 2, so 3. 3 plus 8, 11. 11 plus 6, 17. Okay, so, and what kind of spell is this again?
This is guiding bolt, so a flash of, god power flies from my hand and kind of just goes right through to him and kind of like, and then as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon, which is going to be a very, very large sword, and I'm going to try and slice this dude in two.
Damn. Drew, you are not messing around. Alright.
Yeah, I don't like my beard being messed with, man.
That's fair enough. What do we do for weapon?
Roll an attack roll, so whatever I get, and then add plus 3 to it.
Okay, so you have a 15 in total.
If a 15 hits, then that spiritual weapon will do 3d8 plus 3.
Oh, jeez. Okay, so that's 3, 8, 12. So, yeah, you just slam down on this thing. The poor thing's writhing in pain. What are you...
Yeah, don't get on my face.
That's fair enough. Drew's not a touchy person, and so when you touch Drew, he doesn't like that.
And I'm like an Israeli, I'll hit you 10 times to your one.
Jesus Christ. Maybe not like that. But, let's see. Who's after Drew? So, after Drew... So the creature's restrained, and, you can hear it screeching out in a language you can't quite understand. Drew, what's your wisdom?
I believe my wisdom is a 16.
Well, that's a lie, knowing how Drew behaves, but okay, so, Drew, this thing's screeching, and the entire, situation you're in just kind of leaves you shaken. Soren, give me a wisdom save.
A wisdom save?
Yes.
That's a 17.
Okay. 17. Okay, so yeah, you're good. You're good. So yeah, this thing is just kicking and screaming, and Soren, or Drew, your beard's all messed up and you're sad, and today just sucks. You just sort of curl up thinking about how long it's going to take to regrow that beard. Rayrel, you are in a burning closet with a now smoldering pile of flesh in front of you.
Cool. I'm gonna go back through the door.
Okay, there is a spiral staircase in front of you that leads up and leads down.
And I'm just gonna shout, it's like, I'm going up!
Okay. So we'll leave that with Rayrel for now. Drew, what do you do?
Is the creature against the wall dead?
It's just sort of writhing on that bed sheet, screaming in a language you don't know.
Alright, I'm gonna ask it one time.
Mm-hmm.
If you speak my language, speak it now, or I'm finishing you.
And, do you know deep speech, Drew?
No, I know Abyssal, I think.
Do you know Undercommon?
No.
So yeah, this thing cannot communicate with you at all. But Soren, you do understand what this thing is saying. And it's just...
If Soren can cut me off, if Soren can understand and cut me off before I drop this blade on it, I'll stop. But they've got, 3 seconds to figure it out.
Yeah, Soren, it's saying, let me flee, let me flee, let me flee, over and over. What do you tell Drew it's saying?
I don't say anything to Drew. I respond to it in deep speech and tell it, you should have waited your turn.
Okay.
Boom! Goes the dynamite.
And
the sword drops.
Down. Oh, goodness. Yeah, you defeated the creature, and it's, poor thing, it's not really moving much anymore after that. And Drew, you notice something now that the whole cabinet, or not cabinet, wardrobe is on fire, and the room is getting pretty hot.
Yeah.
Soren's face is it looks like a wax figure. It's just kind of nasty.
I'm just gonna look at him and go, what kind of transformation is this? Are you becoming an enemy? Speak now.
Soren, it's your turn to move. What do you do?
What would be most fun to do here? How much fire is around me at the moment? Is the whole room
it's
catching
contained
fire?
to the wardrobe. The actual bedroom itself is not on fire, and it's made mostly of stone, so it doesn't look like it's gonna catch on fire either.
Let me see. And what's our snick friend doing?
The Naga is chuckling and just sort of making their way out of the room.
I am gonna. I'll say to Drew. No transformation, and its enemy implies something more. It's your food, that is all. And I'll turn to the Snick and try and telekinesis him back into the room and just say, I didn't tell you could leave yet.
Okay. What is the save for telekinesis?
It is a strength check on his part versus my spellcasting check.
You're up
So
against an 18.
Well, I got a 25, so Snick's not going anywhere.
Yeah, so Soren, he just flings the snake against the wall, and it sort of coughs up a little blood as it hits the wall.
So just the three of us hanging out in this room.
Is your last name Skywalker?
Rayrel, what do you do?
Did I hear any of that?
Not really. There's too much cooking in the distance.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna continue up the stairs. They know where I'm going. I told them where I was going.
Okay. Do you barge into the next room or peek into it?
I want to peek into the next room.
Okay, so you see 3 hags over a bubbling cauldron, sort of slowly burning effigies of you and Drew.
What? The fuck? Can I fire 2 radiant arrows into the room?
You can.
Okay.
Hags aren't exactly an easy foe, but hey, I ain't gonna stop you.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Alright, epic.
Fire 2 arrows.
Excellent.
Okay.
More things for the DM to keep track of. Excellent.
Okay, so I rolled a natural 1, which would
Okay.
make that an 11, and then I did a 28.
Okay, let me get to the page that I'm looking for, because I am an idiot who doesn't keep stat blocks open. Okay. Alright, let me mark down the page. I'm sorry, there's a lot for me to keep track of, Mr. John Paul. Okay. And then that is 130. Okay, so give those to me one more time.
One was a natural 1, which brings it up to an 11, and then the other was a 28.
One was a natural 1 that brings it up to an 11. Okay, and the other was a what? 28?
28.
Okay. So you fire at the hags, and the cauldron that they're burning the effigies in sort of stands up and puts its hands up to sort of protect them. And one arrow whizzes into its hand and it crushes it. And then the other sort of blasts into the first hag, sort of taking her by surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of knocking her backwards from the. So there's a short one, a tall one, and a wide one. Which one do you aim for?
The wide one.
Okay, so you blast into the wide one. How much damage is that?
6.
Okay. So you feel the burning pain that you've been feeling the whole time sort of stop. And you're not, like, your gut isn't slowly burning now. And you can hear the hags, sort of call out to their kin.
Bertha! What have you done to her?
And we'll come back to that in just a moment. Drew, what do you do?
So, I've got a wax figure who used to be Soren staring at me, and a snake that looks to be a bit rigid in the room.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I'm melting like a gummy bear.
You're melting?
Well, you can see like near where the fire was, just like red goop, like a gummy bear almost that like is melted.
Okay. I would like to do some sort of check to see if that's even really Soren.
Yeah, alright. What kind of check?
Will you roll for me?
Yes. What skill are you using?
I would like to use investigation, I guess. I get a +1.
Okay, you rolled pretty low. You still can tell, yeah, that's not fucking Soren.
Okay, Sacred Flame.
Mm.
I'm going burn status since he's already melting. I figure I might as well help him go all the way.
Fair enough. How does that work? Because you and I have to work together to do your rolls.
I think it's a dex save that I make against his spell DC.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. So I have a +6 on my spell DC right now.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
So then I also roll and add that to your DC, Drew?
no, I roll a dex save, and it's just against a flat thing from Drew.
Okay, so that's just a 6 you have to beat? That's pretty easy.
No, he has to beat a 15. He has to beat a 15.
Okay.
I rolled an 18, so I think that's a 21.
Okay.
Yeah, for half, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So 3d6, chop it in half.
Okay. 3d6, chop it in half. Okay, so 1, 5, 7. So you take 3 damage, Soren.
3 fire damage, Soren.
Is it fire or radiant?
No, it's fire. Sacred Flame.
I think that's radiant, but I feel like I wouldn't like that either.
Yeah.
That cuts into the temporary hit points you gave me, friend.
Yeah, I know. Damn it.
Is that a concentration spell you could just drop, or is it just stuck?
You know what? Well, I am. No, it lasts for 8 hours. I don't know if I can take it away or not. I don't think I. Damn it!
You started. You started taking it away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then as a bonus action, my spiritual weapon that was pinning that other thing down is gonna race over and hit my wax figure friend.
Okay.
So that is a attack roll. So I get attack +6.
Mm-hmm.
And then that.
Quick question,
Yeah.
Soren, are you keeping track of your HP?
I am, yes.
Okay, so I don't need to do that.
My AC right now is 16.
Yeah. So I get a +6 attack with this giant sword.
Mm-hmm. Alright.
Roll me a 20, DM. Let's go.
Alright. We got you a 16.
That's what you needed.
Alright, that is going to be 3d8 +3.
Okay, so this sort of sword you heave forward just sort of jams right into the chest of Soren, and it goes
Fake Soren.
Yeah, it goes right through, and red goo just spurts out of it. And he seems very unfazed by what would be to anyone else, a death blow.
Oh, Jesus.
How much damage was that?
3d8. So
Yeah, 3d8.
we're gonna say that's 8 plus 5, so 13.
Yep.
Man, I wish I had a flaming sword. Turn you into goo, man.
So let's see. After Drew goes the Naga, which, you would think would sort of sinks its teeth into Soren out of a sense of revenge.
Don't think I'm helping you, cleric.
What the hell?
Let's say... Okay.
He does have disadvantage on his attacks because he's restrained.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Sure
actually, Actually, hold on.
I
yeah.
thought he couldn't attack anybody.
He can't move, but he can attack at disadvantage.
Okay.
Got it.
I just checked. I did maintain concentration after
Snake
Drew's
Boy
attacks.
got fucking reached though. So
Yeah,
what's
he
your
does.
AC?
16.
Okay, so yeah, Snake Boy hits and it's hard to actually hit with its bite attack, but jeez, it does some good damage. Give me a Constitution save, Soren.
Okay. That's only a 12.
Will the goo survive?
You take 31 in poison damage.
Oh,
and
shit!
7 on a bite.
So 38?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, Naga's a fucking mean business. Rayrel, what are you up to?
Holy cow!
I'm going to shoot at the hags again.
And they say, maybe our plan has failed. We will find a new way around. Perhaps we leave for today, ladies?
And they sort of heave
What
all
the-
the goo out of the cauldron and sort of climb in, and the thing starts starting to gallop off like a horse.
That's awesome!
What the fuck?
Yeah, make your attack against him.
Okay, so
That
I
is
roll.
the coolest.
So
Hags are
rolled-
described as having weird magic. I figured that's pretty weird.
I love
that
it.
is
That is-
weird. That's some like
First
Baba Yaga
time
shit.
ever.
I love it. All right. So one of them was a natural 1, which is an 11, and then the other one's a 21 to hit.
Okay. One of your arrows hits into him. Which one do you hit? Wide, tall, or short?
I want to go for the wide one again, just because that's the one I hit last time.
Mm-hmm.
That is 10 points of radiant damage.
Ungrateful wretch. Bullying her
Oh.
elders.
How much damage?
10.
10. So the wide one sort of stumbles for a second and climbs back in, you know. The radiance leaving no true scars, but is incredibly painful for any creature. Actually, yeah, I would say that with that poison damage, Soren, the tether is broken. So now that it's your turn, your tether is broken. So give us a nice send-off, Goo, Soren.
Oh, it's Goosorin just starts like you see like just more limbs start sprouting out of my abdomen as I'm like reaching for the snake to exact retribution. But like as I'm moving forward and reaching for him, it's just like slopping down, losing height, and like dripping into the floorboards until I'm just a puddle.
That's awesome.
And Soren, now in the basement, you can feel the obelisk that was eating you sort of decide that this fight is not worth it, and it doesn't want to die today. And that basically the monsters of the mansion have been routed and they're all sort of fleeing. Because the obelisk knows the witches are out. And if the witches are out, the obelisk ain't gonna fucking fight. So you can feel...
Is the obelisk still down here with me?
Yes.
Before it tries to run away, can I cast a fucking spell at this piece of shit?
Well, I mean, you're like Han Solo frozen in carbonite. You gotta
Am
come
I?
to first. You know,
Because I thought I was like whimpering and banging on the door, so I wasn't sure in what state I.
you were just sort of like having your memories eaten, your brain slowly starting to be eaten away. But like obviously, as this thing has to let go of you, you know, shit comes to very suddenly. So it sort of seeps through a grate down into a place beyond which you can't really tell. You sort of come to, Soren.
Can I peek down the grate still?
You can peek down the grate and it's flowing water, and this thing's just gone.
I'm not sure how far it could have gotten from me, but I'd still like to toss a fucking fireball down there.
Okay, yeah.
I picked up that spell, and it's got pretty damn good range.
All right,
And
yeah.
it would follow the tunnels down after it.
Yeah, give me a roll for that then.
Well, it's a 40-foot diameter, so like 20-foot radius cube that like spreads around corners and essentially would follow the tunnel for that length.
Yeah.
If it still catch. So it would have to make a dex saving throw.
And in its save, it gets.
It gets +3 for that.
Oh god, yeah, I've got the Obelix
Should
open.
I roll against? I roll against my own fireball?
Nah, it makes a 7 on that.
All right. Well, since he loves fire so much, he's about to take 86 fire damage,
Oh Jesus Christ!
which isn't enough. Like, I know out of character is not enough to kill him, but it's gonna make me feel better.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hell yeah.
Spend a sorcery point to re-roll a bunch of these.
Hell yeah.
That is 6, 20. Only 28 points of fire damage.
Okay, so, Soren, Drew,
Fuck you, guy.
Raverell, from the basement, you cast this fireball, and the other two in the house just sort of feel the whole building shake in the basement. And like fire blasts out of the grate that you threw it into. It's like a grenade in a compact area.
Yeah.
It's exceedingly
God.
destructive. And
Soren isn't one. Soren doesn't think of consequences.
Mhm,
So
that's fair
it's
enough.
pretty on brand.
So you can hear the witches say to each other that the Illithids don't pay this well. They don't pay enough for our lives.
Oh, wow.
And so Ravrel, they are basically crashing out of the attic window on their little galloping cauldron.
The visual on that, I swear, is so good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just picturing the bathtub from Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I'm picturing the hags from Hocus Pocus.
Yes.
And with that, they actually turn invisible as they crash out the window.
Oh, what the hell?
Yep. Hags can do that, apparently. I just found that out, too. And they gallop out into the darkness. And with that...
In a kettle.
Yep, all three of you are sort of left in this now quickly closing demiplane to yourselves.
Let's get out.
Where's the door?
Well, all three of you are in different locations, and two of you don't even know Soren's alive. You don't even know what he's up to.
I just think we all know to run towards the door.
That's fair.
Yeah. I'm going to the front door.
So yeah, you guys see a new Soren meet up with you, and as the plane sort of closes around you, you can feel yourself sort of end up back in the alleyway, and sort of physically shaken, but back on Ginsel.
I grab Soren's hand and I cut it.
Okay, Soren, you take 2 damage to that.
How?
Does he go gooey or bloody?
He goes bloody, obviously. He's in a lot of pain. What the fuck,
All right.
dude? Why would you hurt a friend?
I'll heal
Messed
him.
up.
I was in the basement getting eaten by goo.
Well, I wanted to make sure that this Soren wasn't goo either. And I'll heal him. Lay on hand.
Mm-hmm.
He gets like a D8 plus 3.
Okay, so let's just say, Soren, you're back up to full after that. So yeah, now that you have a chance to collect yourself, what do you all kind of reckon has happened? And remember, you also have the dice, the tarot card, and the little dagger from earlier. Which one of you?
What did the spirit Naga do? Did they leave with us?
The Spirit Naga don't give a fuck. The Spirit Naga loves their demi-plane.
I thought it was collapsing.
Yeah, but that's just... The witches,
Okay.
that was their
do.
demi-plane. They can collapse it down into their cauldron.
Got it.
And the Naga just
I'm
sort of
just
stays
looking
in
at
there
Soren
snacking on
to
whatever
make sure
they
he's
give.
not a gummy bear.
Yeah, what do you all make of your experience?
The fuck was that?
Soren. Are you Soren or are you Gooey Soren?
Who the hell else would I be?
Well, just above you, apparently, there was a person that looked exactly like you. However, when struck, a gooey-like substance would erupt out of the body. It was you.
All I know is I was in some dank-ass basement, and there was a big red blob that was just sucking on me, making me forgetful, just sucking up my memories, and I was banging on the walls, and nobody came.
Not gonna lie, sounds pretty hot.
It wasn't. It was awful.
Well,
I
while
know
you
it
were
sounds
getting-
better than it was.
Rayrell,
Well, you
your
were
boys are
getting-
fighting. What do you do?
Wait. Soren was goo?
There, indeed, there was another Soren that was up with us. The Soren that you and I were with was actually some sort of construct and not Soren at all.
Yeah, I haven't seen either of you since that snotty little gnome was leading us.
What?
Who on anything? Like, I want to know if I've got goo on anything so I can show it to him.
Yeah, you've got a little bit of red goo on you from earlier.
And so I will just point. This is what is left of the Soren construct.
Is it trying to slither away, or is it inert?
No, it seems pretty inert.
I still burn it. I still burn it.
Yes.
No, thank you.
Yes. Burn.
It's so there's no house left, right?
Yeah, we're out of that plane, I
Mhm.
think.
Yeah, it was a
Like
demi-plane.
there's just nothing where it was now, right?
Nope.
Okay.
Rayrell.
I'm in a burning mood, and this whole planet is terrible.
Oh my
What's-
god. Rayrell, what did you see?
I saw 3 sisters, and they left in a walking cauldron.
Let me just...
Say that again.
I saw 3 sister hags, and they ran off in their cauldron. Like they dumped out some goo
Mm-hmm.
and hopped in the fucking thing and just kind of went out the window.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Drew's mouth is open and he's just staring.
Did we find 65? Did you all find anything? There was nothing in the basement of value.
I thought 65 was... They wanted to trade something for 65.
And you
Right,
hear
but 65 was
Candace...
broken, right?
Candace runs up the hallway. She says, "Oh, goodness, thank heavens I found you. 65's awake. I don't know what happened, but he's fine now."
Is she made of goo?
And she looks at Drew and she's like, Master Drew, why is there red goo all over you? Ugh, it smells like
Well,
sulfur.
This is what is left of the Soren construct that I was fighting.
What do you mean construct? Soren's right there.
Yeah, but the hags aren't. And they ran
Someone-
away in a cauldron with legs.
It sounds like
someone
you
can-
had
someone can
quite
keep
an
track of where I
episode,
am.
Masters. How about we go get you all some tea?
I think that would be the best thing that's happened today.
I
Alright.
agree.
Also, Master Drew,
I think we need to talk about what happened to Zoran earlier in the caves. Zoran, you said you had a religious experience. Can you explain that to him while we're heading back?
That doesn't sound like something I'd say.
No. Well,
Oh, you
to
mean-
me it sounded like a religious experience. I might have embellished a little bit. I'm sorry.
Oh, you mean when I disappeared?
Yes.
That part?
Yes.
Right. So, before this wonderful expedition on this amazing planet, we had followed. We found the Illithid lair. Almost died. That's the long story. I wound up in another different plane, which seems to happen around every damn corner on this planet. And there was some snake angel woman celestial thing that essentially told me my family is responsible for breaking the universe. So today's been great.
Does Drew know what this he should know what this being is, right? Through being a priest.
Yes, so how does Soren describe it?
Snake angel lady looking celestial presence.
Okay, yeah.
I would know what that is.
You immediately know that's a Lilend. And that's a pretty powerful celestial.
Yeah. Yeah.
Apparently, my family, generations ago, is responsible for breaking into space, making the first ship that could do that, and then opening it up for everything else to.
Well, let me tell you this. Not many are visited by such a creature. So feel special about that, but remember this. There's no such thing of the sins of the father traveling down through generations. This is not your fault, but perhaps the visitation was an invitation to correct whatever ills have happened.
Right. She told me to go to the sisters. To figure out what to do next, but one, she did not seem to be a fan. She did not seem pleased with the encounter. Although she gave me whatever the hell this is, and I hold up my hand and there's like this weird green ring that's new. She slipped this on me before leaving.
So are you like engaged now?
No, I mean I don't know. That from her story that seems to be the initial prop was someone in my family became too infatuated with one of her kind and created this means of travel to pursue her. But I don't know. I don't know that I believe you about families, because it sounds like my family was full of shithead selfish pirates all the way back.
Now,
And yet here you stand, unlike any of them.
Drew, you do notice something interesting about the ring he's wearing.
Yeah. What is it?
So, that's a very old symbol that's on that ring. That has not been used by the priests of Cuthbert in at least 1,000 years. But you definitely recognize it as a piece of your holy order, an artifact basically denoting an enemy.
That he's an enemy?
Yeah.
Soren.
It's like the mark of a sinner, basically.
Right. Does Soren know this?
No, he doesn't.
No, I have no idea.
Okay. Drew will take a moment for self-reflection and then kind of put his arm on Soren's shoulder, and he looks him in the eye and he says, "My friend, companion, you have been marked as a sinner.
Are you about to
You
stab
have
me
been marked."
again?
No. But this ring denotes that you are an arch enemy of the Order. And you are to be slain or taken to the head of the church. But I I do not believe that you are such a creature. And Drew will back up. And he just kind of leaves the group for a moment and he finds a place to kneel down.
Candace is just kind of followed behind you. What's wrong, Master Drew?
A moment.
I've never seen that symbol on Soren's hand, but you recognize it. What does it mean, Master?
That symbol and that ring marked Soren as an enemy of the church.
What? Well, we have to turn him in then.
Indeed.
You...
A moment, if you will.
Very well. I'll leave you be.
And so Drew, he just takes to the knee and puts his hands together and grabs his holy symbol and prays. Cuthbert, why? Why has my companion been marked as an enemy of the church? Do the sins of the father affect those that have done nothing? I beseech you to answer my questions. I am humbled. Yeah.
You feel no answer right away.
And he'll give it, 5 to 10 minutes and just look upward and plead.
And you receive your answer. Once guilty, always guilty. Judgment is absolute. Thus is the way of Cuthbert.
I'll stay there for 5 minutes or so. And Drew will get up and walk back over. My friend, you have been marked. No place will be safe for you where there are members of the cloth. I am bound to take you to the canon himself in Greyhawk. Perhaps there we can plead your case.
I mean, this goes like so. Drew, you know this for a fact. The canon is important, but this goes beyond the canon. This is a much higher order that we're dealing with.
Do I know anything about the... Do I know where I should take him?
Oh, you know, he mentioned the sisters, and that's where the Lil'en that cursed him may be. But, there's... Gray Space is a big place. There's still the matter of dealing with the Illithids and their remaining 4 rituals on planets. The sisters where Lil'ens are sent to live. There is, back on Oerth, you could have him put forward in front of His Holiness. And then there's still matters of, like, Rayrell's missing, X. And then there's, you don't really know where to go. It's entirely up to you. There's no one clear, obvious answer that I can give you as the DM.
Well, Drew has kind of figured out what he would like to do.
Mm-hmm.
Soren, you have been visited by the celestial beings. And these celestial beings are wise. I believe we should find these sisters. But you need to know that you are in my custody while we do so.
What do you think of Drew taking Soren captive? Or the other way around, Drew taking Soren captive. Like, what's your take on this?
It seems a bit extreme. We don't fully know what's going on. It's just a ring.
This is no regular ring, Rayrel. This is an artifact from the ages that has not been seen for over 1,000 years.
Then what use does it pertain to us?
Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness.
So,
If it hasn't been seen in 1,000 years, then why do we have to go by it?
It's not just me. This ring is a beacon to every person of Cuthbert on the planet or in every plane. Cuthbert himself has marked.
We still don't fully know what's going on. This ring just appeared on him. To be held accountable for an ancestor's sins seems a bit extreme.
And I agree. And that's why I believe we should find these sisters as instructed. There's no other course than that other than to take him to Greyhawk to face his crimes.
Crimes he did not commit himself, so I guess we gotta go talk to these sisters.
I would go to them. That's if I get a say in the matter, that would be my.
Of course you get a say.
She was. Her name was Ilyandra. She was very much not a fan of my family. It's. When I asked her how to make it right, how to fix things, she told me to go there. I don't know whether this is an actual solution to fix things or a present for execution. This may be a one-way trip.
Well, it's the only idea we have.
It's if we're going to be naive and hopeful, well, my wish would be maybe somehow I'm needed to help undo the damage my family did. And if we do that, maybe we cut off the Illithid that way. But
Sounds good.
this could just
Zoran,
be wishful thinking. Almost.
Zoran,
certainly.
such a creature as the one that visits you rarely lies set traps for people mere mortals. I believe that you have been given one chance to right the wrong of your lineage. This ring forced upon you as an enemy of Cuthbert and all the people. I believe the only way to go to the sister and ask what we need. You are damned otherwise.
And Candace says to you, I hate to interject. They're Neogi coming to collect payment. Should we leave? I think we should leave.
Yeah, let's leave. We can discuss this later.
And you all board your ship, and 65 seems physically a little shaken up, but stoic as always. And what's your daughter's name, Raybell?
Josephine.
Yeah, Josephine's basically nursing 65 back to health, and sort of like playing ball with the 65-lets. So, Drew, do you even feel safe letting Soren captain the ship?
I do. And Soren, Drew is just now kind of mopey.
Mm-hmm.
Just
beside himself, not understanding. So he looks a bit lost, just kind of like a zombie almost.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to reconcile his life given to the church, yet somebody he knows and has been around and feels he knows well has been marked an enemy of the church, and for why he doesn't know.
Mm-hmm.
He truly doesn't. He does not feel... Drew feels that if Soren wants to escape, yes, he would hurt me, he would hurt Drew, but wouldn't kill him.
Mm-hmm.
He would find a way to... But at the same time, Drew is thinking he would try to keep him here, restrain him, and turn him in, but not kill him. So these are the things that are going on through Drew's mind as he walks around like a zombie.
Okay. Rayrel, any last thoughts?
I could really use a drink.
Oh, no.
I feared you.
Oh, what did I pull out, I offer you the bottle of, what was it, that like electric blue liquid that I got at the bar?
With the moths in it?
Yes, with the moths in it.
I
Green
look
blue
at
with
it.
preserved moths.
I look at it and I'm just like, yeah, okay. And I just take the bottle.
Surprisingly, it's not bad. Be Here Blue, pretty good drink. But, yeah, Soren, what's the ship's heading?
I mean, that's the thing. Soren he's, like, you've definitely seen, he's kind of in, like, Mopesville as well, like, attitude-wise.
Mm-hmm.
But it's, I mean, he didn't bring it up in conversation, but he, like, I know I'm the only one here that can pilot the ship too, so it's, I mean, his plan is to go to the sisters.
Okay. So yeah.
Like,
Ginsel, it's a thriving sport for spelljammers, created as probably the main arterial highway once the hole in the Greyhawk crystal sphere was created, allowing people in. Ginsel was the first place they started going. Kind of fortuitous that you would learn about it there. And, one problem, the first of the 5 rituals that the Mind Flayers were trying to invoke was stopped. So in that way, you helped save the day, and you got yourself a step closer to stopping the Mind Flayer menace that wants to destroy Oerth. But in another, you've sort of learned more about yourself and created even more problems. It's really a 2 steps forward, 1 step back situation. And as your ship sort of slowly floats away, slow relative, and it makes its way towards the sisters, there's a new rift, tensions are high, and we've got, a lot of big questions ahead of us. And we'll see if those big questions are answered next time on Beyond Oerth.
Woo!
Nice.
Have a good Halloween, everyone. Stay safe.
Happy Halloween.
Thank you, everyone.
thanks for watching.